Life, Death, and Poetry, An Emo Kid's Plight, Part 2 by Marshall Purcell. When something or someone hurts us, we feel as if a part of us has been taken and that it will never come back. The pain may not fully go away, we may not fully recover from what is taken, but we adjust to the pain and let it slowly heal. Our memories remain conscious and sometimes return to us in flashes, letting our brief sadness overcome us. But remember this, there is always a brighter future, and from our past pain and experiences do we truly learn to grow as a person. It is through this that you become who you are. Without it we would not mature and find out our paths and life's flaws. Without it we would be nothing. Dedicated to my friends, forever you will be in my heart. The alley, dark, lonely, not a place to be alone. It's cold and constricted, chills sent through your bones. There's footsteps and splashes that came from above. You're followed, not alone, not alone, never alone. Pounding in head, you cannot think. Run, 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 over and over inside. Then nothing. Your heart stops. Tears fall down your face. I'm dead, I'm dead. Murder, murder, murder. You scream till your voice is dry, like you've swallowed sand. There's something red on your hand. As you fall to the ground, no more noise, no more sound. Once upon a crooked storm. Once upon a crooked storm, past the evening, past the morn, I came across a dress all torn, ripped across a blueberry thorn, was covered in blood so red that the red looked black instead, which showed her that owned it dead. If ever I see that place, I will recall her gentle face, and run away in haste from the awful distaste. The broken heart, the bleeding, the feeling of holes in your chest, the ache, the pain, the tears that you make, the hole where it should be, yet you feel that it is not. It has not gone, but you wish that maybe it should. It's unbearable, then it stops. A ball of nothingness replaces it. You do not feel it as bad anymore. It's not recovered or healed. You have simply grown accustomed to it. The storm. In the eye of the storm, you can see a girl alone. She is waiting and hoping for a better place. She has lost everything, and now nothing matters, not even the monster devouring her soul. Her tears are like the salty sea washing away her fears. She stares at me through broken glass, her wrist bleeding from the force. To find her, just look through a mirror, a reflection of your inner self that you threw away. She is dead in her eyes and yours, taken away in the middle of the storm. Morgan. Banished into a forest of hunting damned souls, the trees they listen to our secrets through holes. As they kill the leaves, cry wild cold, they play with magic, with freedom I'm told. Yet none of them age when life turns them old. They had daughters so few, each one different and bold. The Magi seek those traitorous few that run far from home to something new. Walk the forest day through grass of you, and find yourself there, a witch's doom. There is evil in it, go see their room. But there's good also, I see it too. The silence, can you hear it? The nothing, the run of the wind, and nothing else. The trees as they dance, side to side, like puppets in a string they rise and fall. The calm. the chorus of song that plays dizzily in your head round and round, still or peaceful, no one around to disturb your woken sleep, no one to wake. This is the silence, the drumbeat in your head, the songs it plays until you go crazy, so loud that it drowns out all, and you always play it because it makes you happy. Unlike anything else, it's always music, always silent, always silent. Werewolf. A wild beast, short-tempered and irrational, with black and red eyes, blood-stained, yet I was once human. It brought out the worst in me, in pain forever I will hate it, hunt it, as there is nothing good left in me. Things end. Like many things they end. That is how it must be, eventually. It's a part of life, death, and after. When the world stops moving, and my heart stops beating, that's when it's the end for me. Heart. A broken heart is like glass shattered on the hardened stone. You feel everything, yet feel nothing that could compare. It bleeds so red, the pain and ripping feeling where it is. When you create tears, they tear from the very soul it came. You cannot stop it, for it seems that it won't heal. The punctured skin with a gaping hole right through the middle. It could not possibly be there, because it is like a wound. For a broken heart, it is like shattered glass and hardened rock. Unforgiving truth. Tears are like the ocean, full of secrets and lies. In the deep are the monsters searching for souls to feed on. Airs and desires, they surface to the light. Unreadable truths that hunt the living, salty fragments of pain. The curse that suffers within, as hearts bleed, but that's it. We don't see the beauty of it. A key to a sea of blue, green, red, and purple. Treasure that moments of truth, because it's our friend. It may be dangerous, harmful, unforgiving, but underneath we see ourselves, and that's all we need. Us, our friends, and the sea. The bleeding. Blood of a deep crimson that burns the very fabric of my soul. Each undeniable scar that represents the tears and frustration when faced alone. It's death that seeks its calling, and death that seeks peace and freedom. I wish for freedom, and on in the same, I wish for happiness and the joys of love, yet received no calling. Instead, the overbearing hum of death's beckoning my name, closer and closer and closer. And I feel the rush of blood trickle past my fingers, and the sky become bluish-grey haze like the color of my eyes. There is no more pain, no worry, no hate or sorrow, just colored black, but I wake, my peace and slumber wakened, and I behold the blooded eyes of a long-dead friend splayed across the floor. My blood, my heart, my peace, the scars, my life, warm tears fill my eyes as I bleed. Drip, drip, drip. Why won't you die? Stare at the bluish-grey haze, my eyelids falling, my heartbeat failing, and I drop. Blood of a deep crimson that burns the very fabric of my soul. The library's room. Quiet. The space of the room, small and confined, like being trapped within a cage. My mind is attempting solitude, however I cannot find it. The things I find normal and calm is a dark pit of despair, claustrophobic, isolated for others. At times, I feel my soul could float away into the darkness, finding its peace and solitude through death. But I live, not for myself, but for the sake of others. My heart attached to the dark beauty of hell itself, or rather, its epitomized child who feeds off my befalling misery. I wasn't meant to live, so I hide myself within shadows of reality, reminiscing of a time and a place far greater and darker than this, where my soul isn't forever trapped by a hollow casket doomed to bleed black blood of pain. Love me, Princess of Darkness, because I love you. But when I'm doomed to walk forever in these shadows light so kindly created, so I sit in the quiet and wait for the one to love me, to stop the bleeding I so created with my own hands, and the bleeding of ears desire, the pain others so inflicted. Shadows, consume my all, for I no longer wish for eternity. Let me lie where I sit, alone, and fade away like dust in breeze. I beg you, free my condemned heart, save my soul, let it die, for life no longer calls to me. Victor Frankenstein, my demon. Evil demons shall die when faced with blackened eye. Of bodies dead they came, and bodies dead they lay. Black demons must die, watch them burn through the night. Heartless wretch and foul demon heart won't turn two loved friends apart. My nightmare. I dare not cross shadows that forever befall me, clouded black. Figures of undying silence that are nothing. Dark shadows that follow, possessed by the light, but I cannot see, for they are shrouded in darkness and scarred dreams. I try not let myself be corrupted by dead spirits that follow me, memories of the undying silence, but oh, unfortunately I can't hold back the tears I shed, because those dark memories feed off my remembrance. Memories, dark night, blacker than my heart, that forever hold melancholy tears of pain and love. I hate my memories that forever haunt me. They are the nightmares that the shadows follow. Take the pain away, please, take everything away. No more dark shadows, no more light, no nothing. I hate this nightmare, the dark, the grey. Leave no life, the hallowed heart secrets. Take the ghostly shadow, leave me be the fight. Just go, I'm sick and tired of the haunted memory. Leave me at peace, calm, no more shadows and song. Princess of Darkness, I am a fiery soul that burns upon you, watery grave, suffocating. I cannot be, you know, for I will die, drown, fall to the endless back. Don't change me, dark. I cannot see you. Change me back, heart. For my soul is fire, and I need to be free, lady. You didn't listen. You sealed my demise. You killed my being, and tore my heart out. I'm dying and bleeding, buried in shadow of grave, dead, as I always was, dead inside, lady. The moon. Never thought of love, nor have I wanted it, only because I was never given, never taken. But some few did show their love to me, and I declined their offer with greed and disgust. I didn't understand, I didn't want to understand. How could I love the same? How could I love the moon? Such pain and sorrow that I caused us both. I should have just drowned, like my heart did. For I realized too late, I loved her as she loved me, and I'd thrown it away, because of society and disbelief. I was wrong. Wrong not to follow my heart. I should have, if it were not for pride. So we both died. I have a broken heart that will never repair in her. I was too late, had cut her wrist, in hope to find a better life. I'm sorry, so sorry, for not realizing sooner, but I'll wait forever, my beautiful moon. The warmth of shadows, misery befall the very people who seek it, the ones whom it is afflicted upon. Pain finds no greater joy than the one who wields the knife and pen. The blood of those oppressed falls upon the darkness of the night, coloring the shadows with crimson, red, all that one wants to feel, the love of another, and I know that they too are not alone. You're not alone. Feel the warmth of my breath and blood. My shadow will be the path others fall upon, unless the darkness retreats. But darkness does not, and the blood innocent still fall. Carve those names in flesh as a penance for your deed. Show mercy to those you inflicted pain upon. Let no more blood flow. Leave no more scars. Stop shadows in force of light and love. For now depression be my weight, whole light of the bleeding of your heart, and let death be my keeper. The night's light. Tears engulf my heart as I lay lost, submerged by the stars. Lights from heaven, an unknown world, but I cannot go back. Each step drowned, swallowed by the darkness. I have to keep going, even if directions fade, lost by darkness and trees whom whisper. As my heart bleeds, they tell me nothing. Peaceful memories of past blackened by the mind. If this is fate, then let no ghost devour my soul. I wish to be alone. No, I want friends, love, remorseful, piece of death that I welcome with pride like warm pillows or blanket. Instead I walk, forever walking, 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 to nowhere. Find my sleepless face and wake in torture, bring peace to the lost soul. As I lay dying, falling into nothingness, I cannot go further, walking, walking into darkness. Please, death, welcome me with your open arms. Painless, slowly, I drown in tears and blood from my heart. It melts, falling in the dark, falling, falling journey. Slowly I bleed crimson shadows. I welcome you, child. Death and misery love me, and I am no longer lost under stars and darkness, bleeding tears and pain. Carved names. A morbid reality that forever holds fire in thine eyes, of harsh silence and dark, a shadowy death in disguise, hate and buried anger. Death hears my cries, in the silence and death of night fall epitomize. She's as dark as my soul, and as black as the night, yet I love sweet beauty, and follow her shadows lost in the light. Oh, melancholy is the happiness I need, sweet dark blood is what I please, scar of death. And reprimand, she is what I love. I love thine eyes, thine scars, the dark, the silence, death. I take my words to my grave, and let the shadows before my head let you die with me. The angel of death by my side, let shadow walk I, like blood drip with a knife. Thine death be peaceful, let flames burn me, for in hell and death I die, live for eternity. My friend misinterprets the world. She was beautiful, brown eyes, brown hair, brown skin, and thin-framed figure from her waist to her chin. Most dreamed of a physique like hers, however, she was dim, and none too bright, often misinterpreting words from day to night. Ha! She once thought, a duck is a goose, and a man's necklace a noose, finding words that made no sense. However, this stupidity annoyed her like jagged rocks submerged by waves drowning the sound of the living, and with a porcelain frown on her face, it proved most difficult to ease, and I found it hard to cheer her up. However, she is my friend. Like all others until the end, I will find much joy out of them. My friend the misinterpreter, my friend the smart, my friend the dumb, and I the poet, I dubbed thee so. She was dim and none too bright, often misinterpreting words from day to night. Nom nom, the sound Chowder makes when he eats everything in sight. When you see chocolate cake and scream in delight. A word randomly said while you are in mid-flight. It's nom nom, and to me it makes everything alright. Burn flames of youth. Can you see the flowers blooming across the meadowing trees, or the fire burning across the rigid forest bank? For they but repent youth and beauty, like how the sun represents our souls. We are the fire in its soul, the truth behind the lies, and the beauty in this world. It's because we are us and nothing else. Reality is a nightmare. After the dark comes to the light, the image of shadows, the darkness, it fades in the dream. But the dream is not real, it is an image also. When the dream fades, the light will fade, escape, then the dark will return, like harsh reality. That is the truth. Surrender. Of lost souls travel, you find ghost bleeding hearts and cold remnants. We are not shadows, we are the rejects, society's pitiful ruin in hollow lands. If you find me, if you see broken parades of darkness and light, you're with our hell. Surrender your soul to me, to death. Surrender your life, it's mine, only mine. Surrender to the dark and the shadows. Surrender to us. Surrender to us. Black consume you, black consume your all. Let it eat away. Let it die. Angel of death. I've been seeing your face, and I know it's time. I'll fade away in my place, leave soft water and cry. There's no more life in me, it was sought to that. Hell heaven will plea, faded dust, blood heart 4 feet. Your shadowed body renowned, black wings like coal, looked after me, and found no more heart sucked cold. My soul is a waste, but to live was not for me. Cringe and hatred distaste, angel of death you be. You are one who loved me, my friend, at the most crimson blood to see your heart also lost. I shall see you in health, friend, in a life the next. Lives made to end, was time to bend. Lost heart beating life. A heartbeat, breathing life, da-dum, da-dum. But it's so faint, so dim and cold, I can feel something, no it's nothing. Wait, where am I? It's dark, it's so dark. Why can't I feel blood running down me? Why am I crying, warm tears filling the silence? The only thing worth feeling in my body anymore. But my heart still beats little by little. It keeps the last alive for now. But it's so faint and dying. Goodbye heart, goodbye me. And ghosts faded. How long have I been walking? How long did it take the poison to infest my blood and turn me into a benevolent creature? When did I start walking in circles, lost, unsure of where to go, but yet I still keep walking even though it's painful I walk? The landscape is faded and dark, no lights to guide the way, just empty black, and restless soul trying to find peace of mind. But I'm a heartless monster, burdened by the ghosts that follow. Room-reddened eyes for those long left crying beyond reason and hope. But I have to keep walking. That's all I know how to do. If I stop, I die. But if I keep walking, I will die painfully. What should I do? I am neither human nor monster. I'm just fade dust. I am a ghost too. I'm sure I'm dead in hell, am I? So trees mock my pain. Does the sky laugh at my burden? Am I really alone walking forever? When did I stop walking? The ground is soft and warm, like being under the sun. Images of shadows gather around my now motionless body. They are black angels and friends holding out their hands to help. In reality, I wasn't alone. It was just no one understood me. So I was locked away in the place, told forever to walk until I could find a way out, but I didn't. Because I'm still abnormal and faded. I look up to see death holding a letter. Blood trickle down my face as he pulls me up and hands it to me, so gentle and soft. I push as I open the letter, no, as I open a soul, one other like me who'd forever walked black paths alone. The soul seemed delicate somehow, but also powerful. It has a heart still, death grinning, disappears within the darkness, casting a dim light. I found the light? In the end I found it, or am I hallucinating? The soul kisses my cheek and holds my hand. I'm like you too. Why do questions and images fill my head? Why do the shadows follow us still? As we both keep walking, the blackened paths forever walking, like faded ghosts. Father dearest, you fed poison, silicone small thread, fed through my blood, then left me for dead. You're not kind nor meek, but a bastard tall, never cared for my love, let crumpled body fall. You left the shell of me, black and blood of hate, you're worth nothing to me. Infertile damn distaste, you'll die in hell, I'll push your body there. Let devils dance to grace for your life, I do not care. Living in solitude. Living in solitude, peace by another means, and I've wondered when I find myself would find it. But never quite could, because I was too afraid to leave the dark and venture to an unknown world. I was afraid and broken, for what seemed like forever, forever alone, forever forgotten, kept in the dark. So that fear could not venture forward, but instead swallowed me whole. All that's left of my soul is a battered and bruised lump, and my heart became the ashes and the withered to earth. I wish I had found solitude, I wish I was never alone, but wishes do not become reality but dreams, and reality is a nightmare formed by the mind. Words seem more painful than the actions they bring, and darkness hid me from that. Hide me forever alone in my shadow's fortress, unless a wounded can repair my soul like I am, break the ice so cover my heart. I wanted solitude, solitude of mind, but they stole my heart and left ashes behind. Reasons. There's a beauty in the world somewhere, graveyard, lost soul. There's a tear in my eye, falling to the floor, drowning. Everything we say is blind. Knock on my heart, pounding. Everything seems like ghosts haunting me from their gravesides. But still my heart hurts the most, because the misery is brought by spite. They say the world never wanted me to love, to live, peacefully, freely express my fate, flaunted by the gods in heaven ruefully. Nothing brought was my choice, but if I could choose, I'd ask for life, I'd ask for all the good things in my voice, clear as daylight to scream my right, but my voice is always silenced, as gods don't want to hear my plea. My life will always be controlled, will always blind to what I see. I just want love, to be loved, that's all I ever asked for, but yet I'm pushed and shoved away from everything I adore. Don't ask me for me again, because all you'll find is an empty hollow shell that is dead, a withered soul left behind. There's nothing but dead body, a noose tied to me and the tree, and the graveyard is me solely, the walking dead I'll be. I prospect, I am soul written upon lies, suffocated under waves of artillery, to drown, prospect, and demise, to fall endlessly to fire, burning the body once mine, wrath the demon's desire, consuming my soul to hell, burdened by the sins I carry, birth of a monster in shell, ash of my heart, created, bride of the devil himself, evil is what society belated, worthless even when dead, yet body still moves, aches, falling to the voice in head, forgotten, rejected, betrayed, a little girl forever doomed, lost in her hell which she stayed, to cut deep in skin and heart, and watch the warmth of red tears stabbing of the remnant of art. With a bedded rose silencing their call, I'm the victim they chose, full the cracks of ashen white, burn the feelings dead, turn me back to light, chains hold the fallen, craving my skin red, dragging my carcass, crawling. They're no longer little girl, grow dead and die a million. I once her a pale, a worthless wretch. That's what I am to me, a pitiful foul stench, forgotten, rejected, betrayed, a little girl forever doomed, lost in her hell that she made. Hold you close and let you be. We all have our own things in our head, and I kinda know the feeling. You don't know what to say, instead you keep quiet to yourself, and then you're scared of those thoughts, thinking things into hell. You're afraid you'll lose those you love, and it sickens yourself to the bone, but I don't mind. I was there once, so instead I hold you close to my chest and whisper all that I can into your ear and give you all that I know best, because I know that you love me. Deep down you're afraid, and I hold you close and let you be. Humans. My father told me humans were easy to manipulate. They're weak and feeble-minded, he said. The more I talked to them, the more I realized I was being controlled, and what I had originally thought was not my thought at all. The queen who was a king. I met a king in my sleep once. They had luscious long black hair and dark brown eyes that were easy to get lost in. They asked why I had walked into their palace. Shy, I hid my face and didn't speak my name. I was just happy to be there. When the butterflies had subsided, I opened my face up and let them see me where I never let anyone see. I was scared the king wouldn't like me, but they stood before me and smiled, said that I was beautiful, and that the red that was my hair was the prettiest they'd ever seen. Blushing, I hid my face again. This time in their chest, buried deep, I smiled because someone beautiful liked me. They told me I was not like anyone else, and they liked that about me. But I shook my head because I know the monsters that hide in me. But the king didn't care. They still held out their hand to me and asked if I would stay forever. I felt joy. I felt wanted and loved. All I wanted was for someone to love me, and all I was, I took their hand and didn't let go. Each day that went by, I loved them more and more. We talked and discovered all the things that bound us as one. Now my king is asleep while I am awake writing poems, watching my mind dance in thought. The thought of my king's sleeping face. I want to touch their face and sleep next to them at night, to talk gibberish and theories about the world that is. But the night is almost over, and I wonder how they slept. Of the things they dreamt of, was I in their head? I am glad they're here, for so long loving and respecting them at a distance. The heart I love so much, I met a king, my little king. Make a wish. Give me a well to wish in. I'll turn back time. Replace me then with the me now. I'll teach them how to love, and tell them the mistakes they will make so they can keep their one and only. I'll teach them how to fight, and I'll teach them how to run. I'll give them the funding they need to see they're one. And then when I make it home, only a second would have passed, and instead of being all alone, I'll get to lay right in your arms. Give me a world to wish in, I'll turn back the time, replace the me in it then with the me now. Oh god. Give your freedom to run. The fire's been intense, blue, wavering, flickering. As the little flickers touch my bare skin, I'm becoming used to the fire that burns so. But I think that's because my heart's drowned. I look up at what I can only hope to be the moonlight, yellow dots, as the cold night air flutters down. I remember what it was like to be away from here. For a moment I had time to sleep under a willow. Even the butterflies that kissed my skin as I lay, and how pretty the colors were that flooded, how peaceful everything could be if I dreamed, and how beautiful it was to smile as I looked at you, fallen madly in love with the most gorgeous, the way they said words, the way they laughed, or the way they giggled in tiny little things I did, or how they could say the most beautiful things. And now their eyes were like summer's light and bright they could become even under the weighing sorrow. Their hands soft and warm, I just lay and watched. I couldn't say a word, I could only smile. Because in peculiar that you would say the sweetest things, when though my eyes were grey and cold. How tightly you could hold me when I felt the weight of everything crushing down upon me. And yet even still when I began to slowly bleed you dry, you still looked at me and smiled, told me pretty lies. However, you still told me what no one else had ever done, and lay beside me even when you had places to be. Though my feeble fingertips I play with black hair and told you all the things that I would do if I were there. I kept you at my side even when I was not always by you. Even if I was not always by yours, told you pretty little things that you would know you were adored. And though everything I did my best to hold your hand, but that hold became a grip like ice, a cold hand that clenched. And as you began to pull, the more I began to tug, because I knew without you there would be no more love. Before you had wandered away from me to your own, but I haunted you and followed you even when I was gone like a ghost. I was faded memory of the past you loved, but like a demon I became the parasite that clung to you. I remember the shackles I had wrapped around my wrist, and that you swore to break me free from all this. And I too made a promise that I would love you forever, that I would give back the beauty I'd only seen in you. Where beauty is difficult to replace and harder to make anew. But you held on to the thoughts of the past when it was all and I held onto the notion that I could prove myself wrong and give back to you what I had stole time and time again. In my slumber state inside my father's den, I feel the flame that blue flickered upon my face as I am lectured about deceit. I hear the roar of the god as they feed me their lies, but now I have met you, I've begun to realize. For all these years of my life I was fed poison. The moment I met you I spat the same poison unto you. But one realizes too late, and little too few. I had fallen with teeth bared and clenched. I made myself a promise. I held out my hand in flames and let it burn as I prayed. I made the wish that if I had just one more chance at life, it would be to be better than the demon I was born, to fix the wrong and give back life after giving death. They tell me a demon is not supposed to love, but I feel something that holds my heart in your hands, and as I look at the night sky I begin to cry, and make another wish, but instead upon the stars. I ask that if there is another life, one better than this, to be born with knowledge that I love you, that we met when we were older, and not so young, that my life never impedes on the life of yours. I ask the stars that if the wishes do carry to the gods, if they can make an exception to the son of the Dark Lord, that if that wish is too much for them to grant to me, instead I so should give my life to the happiness of thee. As I hear the crowd roar once more, and I come awake, I see my father himself come forth to me as a snake. Bearing fangs of white, they dig in my burned skin, injecting my own sorrow, poison, and tears within. I clenched my hands, wrist bound to the stake, and do my best to choke down the pain coursing through. For the final act and the little play, I am on display. I am drenched in liquid that burns, lasts all the fray. The clashing of metal, the last thing I hear, the dear old daddy grins to a laugh, bone-chilling fear. A demon's not allowed to fall in love, they say, but the sorrow I feel is unlike they've ever made. And slowly I feel myself slip down from the rope, as the flames engulf everything around me and in me. Black is mostly what I can see, the fumes suffocating. I wonder the day when I will be free from all this. I can hear their voice call my name so softly. I remember the first time I smiled as they sung my name. How the words danced off their lips like they were candy. The more times it was said, the more they smiled too. I'm no longer conscious, I think, smoke all in my lungs. I've been trying to sing your name for hours now. Even I screamed, I don't think I could be heard. It's silent, just like the echo of pain and loneliness as it takes over. I grip onto your poem, the one that's kept in my heart. Knelt over, bent over, I clench my chest as tears escape. I've been told lies before, but I still only believe your words. They're like diamonds in the sea of coal as I frantically search. There's not anything here that I can see, I'm blind. I've been blind and it was only you who cleaned my eyes, but I think there's black smoke in them again. So I crawl aimlessly. I cut my hands on tiny splinters as I desperately search. More tears fill my eyes, I can't breathe, not without you. Yet here I'm searching the coal, only fragments of you. And as I find one, I cling to it with everything my body has left. I give it the rest of the pure air in my lungs and I fall. As the tears fall down and wash away the smoke-filled lens, I see tiny little butterfly form from the piece of you I gave air. The little tiny wings trying furiously to fly away. I outstretch, I stop myself from catching and instead give it a little push. If there was something that I learned is that you need air and encouragement to be able to fly the path that you choose. Not for me to chain you down and bleed you dry. I'm selfish, your wings are so beautiful when they're allowed to be open. Sometimes I look around and see you in everything beautiful. I think I'm black under the willow that we first have met. With the remaining strength, I remove more ash to unveil more beautifully colored butterflies from the fragments of you. And for the last time I smile as I watch you fly away to the sunrise. I see a demon sleeping under a willow tree where you fly to. smiling at the little pieces of you as you gently kiss their face. As I try to gasp for air, I could have sworn they'd look just like me. I thought I had been dreaming the whole time, reading memories. Instead, I watched the past played anew, as a demon holds your hand, but unlike my icy grip, they're warm with love and tenderly kiss it, hold you to see the stars, and give you the freedom to run. In your sleep. Along a broken, narrow, windy road, I come across the flower sleeping through the pale moonlight. Her face is soft and fragile, lightly she mumbles and smiles. Curious, I wonder what she is dreaming about, though I dare not wake her to ask. Perhaps her beauty lay in sleeping rather than hearing. I remove my jacket and place it over the flower, though gently as not to disturb her dreaming. For some reason, I wish to watch the flower sleep. Almost entranced, I begin dreaming myself, slowly sit beside her and rest my head on hers. I've longed to do that for 100 years. I want to hear your breathing next to me as your head lays on my chest. Oh, how you cuddle into me when you are cold and dreaming. Oh, how you mumbled little different things as you sleep. I want the peace that comes with just laying there with you as our dreams connect head to head. When I wake, the road I was walking is gone, and all I see is your face staring back at me as through glass. You're still sleeping, and I hear little breaths come from you. I wish to tell you thank you as you sleep soundly. You've never heard these words from my lips like that, but I thank you for everything you are and to never change. Because while you don't know it, you've silently helped me, save me. Just little things you did. I lay and wonder if you remember the time you called me when I was upset, even though it was risky, and you hid under your covers as you lightly talked to me, making sure that I was alright because you didn't want me to cry alone. I wonder if you remember the time you talked to me so calmly and delicately. You wasn't mad at me for being hurt, you just wanted me safe and in one piece. Or like the times you sing me to sleep and calm me. You don't care how late it is, you still sing and you still talk to me, no matter what it is. I won't forget that, I won't forget your smile or the way you look at me, because I see the love in it for me. I like your eyes and the way they change to tell different stories that cannot be read by the lips. I like how long your hands are because I know mine will be safe when I hold yours. I like the mumbles and moans, the grumbles and groans. I like your fight sleep just to watch me even when I am doing nothing or everything. I like the way we face each other when we set up the cameras, just like if it was facing you where in my bed. I like the way you leave the cameras on when we fall asleep. I like the way you play your games or read a book solely immersed in another world that is not our own. I like that you read, that you like the same music and shows. I like the way you listen to me because you are genuinely interested. I like the way you tease slowly with charm as you capture my heart and playfully laugh at me because you enjoy it. I like how you talk about the future, it gives me something to dream of, wondering what it would be like to have you in my arms. I like how you're never afraid to say no, and how you're honest. I still enjoy your death glare, even if others don't. I still think it's wonderful, just like you. I like your personality and thoughts, they are wonderful. I wonder what it would be like to have my back rubbed by you, to rub yours, or the way you will brush my hair when I never do. I wonder what different things we'll make for each other, and if at restaurants we will steal each other's food. I wonder if you will hold me when I become scared from those horror films, and if you will kiss the monsters away. I wonder what it will be like to hold you close and tell you bedtime stories as you try to fight your sleep away, as you hear the echo of the words pour from my chest and the hum as I sing. I want you to be mine, only mine, so I will fight for those who dare try. Their stupidity will get them killed or left with broken bones because I will not share you. I like the way you say goodnight to me before I sleep, and how you say good morning when I have woken. I like how you say welcome back even if I've been gone for only a minute. I like how you send me kisses and how you send them back. I like how you toss and turn in the night and how you cuddle your pillow as if they're me. I like the way you take showers, and I dreamt of myself sneaking into the shower with you, that we share the water and space, because I like the idea of being close to you. And the harder I work to save, the closer I get holding your hand, the closer I get kissing you goodnight as your small body curls into mine. I promise I'll protect you as I lay innocently sleeping. I promise to kill the bugs that don't like or set them far away from the house. I promise to check under the bed for monsters. I promise to hold you when you were crying and hold you when you were not. I may not tease and be a child, but you can be one with me. I want to hear you moan my name and see your beautiful smile. I promise to lend you my jacket or body when you are cold. I promise with everything that is in me I will never leave, and I promise to give you kisses, bruises, and your neck to show the world that you are mine. I promise to kiss the wounds and scars so that they can. I promise to share the controller with you and play as a team or against each other in video games. And if I win too often, I'll let you win, but you'll still have to fight for it. You can wear my clothes that I have and sleep in them if you want. You can steal my stuff and play with it because I trust you. You can sleep with my teddies, and you can go through my contacts on my phone. You can stalk me on social media. I'm on and pretend to be me some days. I don't mind how you dress or how you look because you are beautiful inside and gorgeous on the outside. You have a beautiful body and hips, which to say my fingers around you have a beautiful curves.
Distract him somehow.
I like the things you tell me and conversations we have. I like how you call me darling and how you grab me by attention. I like how you listen and remember. You wear the bracelet I made you every day, and that you wear the ring too. I like that you let me buy you things even though you try not to ask too much, because I'm there for you. I will always. You are everything I could ask for and more. My head spins thinking of the things that you are. Now just to come, although I cannot tell you of the ones, I still whisper little things in your ear as you sleep, so that you have sweet dreams. But there is in the back of your mind a gentle voice telling you everything you are, watching you from afar, and each day I fall in love with you more and more. I cannot promise I will be perfect, but I will be for me, and I will always do my best to look after you, because you are a delicate flower here, sir. Also a raging storm, the definition of queen, beautiful and strong. And there's a little princess holding you closely so that she doesn't lose you, because she will do anything for you, anything you ask. That one was a little bit difficult to read, I will admit. The last of my heart. I could go over and over everything in my head. I could do it 1,000 times, but in the end I'll always keep running after you in a heartbeat. I could be jealous or upset, I could be angry or cry, or I could say that I feel nothing, but honestly that would all be a lie. Every time you message me, I'm going to stop breathing, my heart is going to jump in my mouth, and I won't be able to control it. That feeling I get when you talk to me, even if it's bad, especially if it's good, still feel that happiness deep down. My hand reaching out, even when yours does not. Even if I try to hold it by my side, it will still pull towards you. I'm an emotional wreck, I think. No one's really loved me but you. Those letters, the poem, the late night calls when we should have slept, the laughing, the crying. But what is left now is sadness and pain. Just like the wind, it comes and goes. I've tried to explain it, but I never can. When a person's strong and delicate at the same time, how do I hold them? Like they could rule the world, but underneath are just as frail as a flower. I don't think I could explain it well, but with the trembling words I'll try. It's not the easiest thing to say, but I miss you. My tears won't stop. They may fall down my cheeks, but they still form inside me like an ocean. I've been drowning myself for a long time. I didn't want to drag anyone with me, but I did end up dragging you in it, and now I want to be the dead body you float on. I don't think I'm dead just yet, but you can sit on me to breathe. I keep pushing myself over and over, knowing all the little things I've done. I try to forget the past and move on, but I fully, well, one day it will be brought up, and when that happens, I'll be ready. I'm facing my fears, I think. I know if I do that, I can become better, face my past pieces at the same time and learn. It's painful, it must be done. I never asked for help, but now I am. Because if I don't, I'll drag everyone down again. I'll be that heavy anchor again. I'll be the weight I feel on my chest when I feel pain and when I fail others. I'm sick and tired of being weight on everyone. I'm sick and tired of thinking that if I do, I will spare them the pain and truth, but instead they get the pain of the lie. I'm tired. I've tried to protect all my friends, but what I was doing was far from that. The only way I can protect them is if I tell the truth and face my demons that come, and jump in front of theirs with a sword and attack them head on. I don't have a sword, but I think my willpower has been sharp enough to be one. I know my depression has been a scythe like death. It was slowly cutting everyone. Even if it was right through me, it was leaving behind scars on myself. I made a promise after promise and broke them, even though the thing I hate most is when promises are broken, and so I'm being stubborn about this one. Like a war-torn warrior, I will face them. I know I'm a demon myself, but I think I let them control me and turn me into what my family called me. I'm tired of a lot of things, and I know my body wants to give up, but I need to break those chains holding me, and with all I am, I'm fighting. Sometimes it takes a giant push for a person to realize what they have done. Sometimes we have to reach the darkest parts of our mind before we reach the light. I don't want to be that anymore. I foolishly tried wrongly in the past, cursing my mind, still tying down the things that could have helped me. Oh, what a fool I have been, how stupid I am, not wise at all, nor will I be wise, man. However, you have always known more than I could ever did or could. Was I jealous, always wanting to show you the same? I clouded my own mind with my fears, but if the sword I had is but a dagger, I'll stab those black clouds out of me. If I could go back, I would very much pummel myself through a pole until impaled, or maybe with wise words rather than violence, I would educate my feeble mind. Lay waste to those dark thoughts, and ask for a better path to be taken. I fulfill the promise I made, make the words I have the full meaning. It's easy to say things, difficult pain comes from enacting on what you have foretold. That makes time an ignorant mind will abandon when it does not happen at once. I have an ignorant mind twisted by falseness, but with my mind open I will tackle things slowly, push out those harmful thoughts, lay waste, and burn the truth into my mind. If I am called a Greek god of war, can I not be the goddess that leads to the path of understanding, who with passion love fought and protected? I have no right to more chances by the gods, nor do I have right to this life. If I can pull the scythe from my back and shatter it to dust, will I finally be strong? I'm over listening to Hades' deceit and life circulating around my drowning body. I refuse to let myself be trapped within the river of souls. I am not lost yet. I have not lost yet, not yet. If there is a small ounce of hope, I will take it. I will mold it to what I strive for, and if my hope dims, I will still crawl till there is naught but the darkness left. I don't want to be completely shrouded just yet. I have not yet learned of all my lessons, but fixing myself and my sins is a step forward toward being human again, rather than a lost soul crying out for a body to take over. My body will form when it is ready. When my time comes, I will know. Mayhap the process will be slow that I do not notice the flesh form on mind, but I can see myself ever changing. I just hope this time it is for the better. I hope this time I can face my demons with a sword, and not just shattered shield. I have more chance left, none at all. So I'm giving myself the chance. I'm letting myself live again. I'm letting myself try to heal. I may cry most nights and wish for salvation, but I will try. That is all I can do. I deserve a place in hell. I'm sorry I'm so broken that I take pieces of you down with me, but for the most part it's nice to know that you're here with me, even if it means freezing over your own heart as well. I'm sorry I'm a major prick. I'm sorry I'm such a tool. I'm sorry I'm a major dick. I'm sorry I'm a complete fool. I threw away my good advice and only thought about myself. I tried to be considerate and nice, but I guess I left them on the shelf. I deserve my place in hell, I deserve my place in hell, I deserve my place in hell, I deserve my place in hell. I want to be able to help, but all that comes out is me, 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 me. When let's face it, in times like these, you would want me to let you be. I stick my nose into places it just doesn't belong, and I keep my head up my ass and only ever talk shit. I hurt everyone around me because I am a dick and a prick, and it's no wonder that some don't talk to me anymore. I deserve my place in hell, I deserve my pain again, I deserve to be dead. That I will regret. I regret being alive, you shouldn't be my friend. I deserve to be alone, I deserve my place in hell. Some of these were a bit more difficult to read, and that's why some of them I just ended up mumbling, because at that point I just kind of gave up and couldn't. So I think I'm going to take a break from all of that, because a person can only handle so much of their poems, especially when you kind of reminisce about times of when they were made and what was happening when they were being made. It can take quite a lot of energy out of a person, especially myself. But I do hope that you enjoyed my poems nonetheless, and hopefully you want to hear more. So if you liked it, waddle over to the like button, subscribe to become a hatchling, and I will hopefully see you in a wingspan. Bye bye.